Good morning, my friend, and welcome to another episode of my Dinner Made Easy show. Once again, things have changed here on Facebook, but I think I got it all sorted out. I want to call out two things before we get started. Today, I'm going to teach you how to take a meal that you have frozen and get it into the slow cooker, okay? And I'm specifically making the spinach artichoke chicken that we put together last week in our back to school freezer meal prep. I made 3 recipes that double to make 6 meals. All of them can be cooked in the slow cooker. You can see the information in that first pinned comment there. My back to school freezer meals challenge, you guys, completely has blown me away. I cannot even tell you, we've had so many, thousands, I think over 7,000 now have joined in the last couple of weeks. If you want to do that, please tap on the link. I think there's a link here on the video. There's a link like on the full video. There's a link in the comments. I want you to do this. We did the prep the other week. I have a fast forwarded version of that video kind of floating around so you can quickly see how it works. I want you to be successful with dinner in the kitchen, especially in this busy back to school season. This is going to be the second one that I've made. The first one that I made from that set of 6 meals was Monday. We had back to school, meet the teacher, back to school, whatever, afternoon. And so I wasn't able to be in the kitchen during the time that I maybe would cook like a fresh dinner. So I let the slow cooker take care of that. So it just comes in real handy with all the little activities that we have going on. We have madness coming up. So I'm gonna get started with this, and then I have another important announcement to share with you. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about that while everything is thawing, okay? So I'm going to grab really quickly, you're gonna just stare at my microwave for a second. Grab from the freezer my spinach artichoke chicken. And again, this is what we made last week, okay? Right here, see, I have the foil there, it didn't stick to anything. Isn't that fantastic? You can go and check that out. Hello, Char, my friend. So how do we do this quickly? So what I love, this is gonna get cold, so I'm gonna set it down. What I love, my finger, freeze off my fingers. What I love about freezer to slow cooker meals and freezer to Instant Pot meals, those are just a little bit different. I love how easy and hands off they are to get started in the morning. So this is what my morning would look like. You know, get the kids up and going, get my coffee made because priority number 1 is coffee around here. And then somewhere in the middle of, checking on kids for breakfast and working on lunch boxes, I will do the following thing, okay? So I will grab the freezer meal. I'm gonna teach you about quick thawing. This is gonna be the main topic of today's, getting this going in the slow cooker. We need to quick thaw this, much like if you forget to thaw your turkey, or your turkey, you didn't forget to thaw it. It didn't have enough time to thaw, before you need to get it into the oven for your Thanksgiving meal. You would fill up your sink with water and put your turkey in there, and the water will speed up the thawing process. The same works with a dinner like this. The reason that I put little pieces of foil or wax paper in between is to keep the bags from sticking together, because if you are going to quick thaw, you don't want there to be any little micro tears in your bag, and you then don't want any of that to leak out while it's thawing, okay? So this is just like room temperature water. I would generally do this. That's not quite full enough, so I'm gonna add some more in a second. It kind of depends on, this is a full bag. It kind of depends on the shape of the meal. Okay, let me fill it up a little bit more. Sometimes, this is a pretty full bag, but sometimes the bags mine are just full, so they'll fit a little bit better. This is the widest mouth bowl that I have. Here, I'll show you an example of what I mean in a second. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Again, I would normally leave this in my sink. And the goal here is we just need to thaw this for a couple of minutes in order to get the ingredients to separate from the bag, okay? We're not gonna thaw it completely. You can absolutely thaw the meal all the way if you want to, but you don't have to when you're slow cooking it like this, and I'll go over those rules in just a second. So with this, you're gonna let it thaw for about 5 minutes. I might have to do it a little bit longer since we need to thaw a little bit of the top part too. In that case, I'm just going to flip this upside down, okay? I already know it's sealed properly, so I'm not worried about it leaking. So we're just gonna do that. This is what I meant It's actually already separated. This is what I meant by some of our freezer meals are smaller. So this would actually float all the way in there. This one just happens to be really full. So I'm gonna let that sit there for a second while I tell you about something very exciting that's happening. A little later than I originally thought, but that's okay. Things change. Back in April, so again, let me recap this before I tell you what's going on. This is going to sit here for a couple minutes. In a couple minutes, I'll flip it over just to get the full thing thawed. The idea is we need to just get the bag to be able to separate from the ingredients. It's already kind of happening. Okay, we're gonna then transfer it in here frozen in a minute. All right, about that other important announcement. So back in April, hang on. Ooh, hello. Okay, back in April, I went on a secret mission out to California to record an episode of a brand new television show that is airing on the Food Network. It premiered this past Tuesday night. It was so exciting and so nerve-wracking. We were originally supposed to be episode 2, but now we are episode 3, which means we are airing on August 23rd, Tuesday night at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. I do have a virtual watch party that we will have just like a chat going on. And then the following Wednesday, the 24th, I'll do a video Q&A, kind of something a little bit more like this. The show was equally as exhilarating as it was terrifying. More on that later. It was just an amazing experience. I can't say too much just yet until my episode airs, but I hope that you can tune in. My understanding is that it will air live on the Food Network twice. So whatever cable provider that you have, you can look for it. It's episode number 103. And I believe it then is available for streaming on Discovery Plus the next day. So that's at least what happened with the first episode. The first episode aired Tuesday, and I believe by yesterday it was on Disney Plus, or why can't I say that right? Discovery Plus for streaming. So be on the lookout for that. I know it's hard to catch things live. This is a little later at night, so maybe after bedtime. The show is phenomenal. I promise you're gonna learn something. I promise that you are. It is a competition style show, so it was super fun and intense in that sense. So anyways, I hope you can tune in. That's my announcement. Specifically wanted you to know the date change, because I know a lot of people saw the original date was this coming Tuesday. All right, again, it's already separated. You can kind of see that bubble there, but I'm gonna flip that just to get this top part a little bit more. So again, I grabbed this from the freezer, put it in the bowl of water, just lukewarm, regular temperature water. Usually I leave this in my sink. It's out here so I can show you how this works. And then once this is thawed, then I'm gonna transfer it into my slow cooker. And the rule is, the one rule, I need you to learn this. This is the most important part. The rule is when you're cooking a freezer meal from frozen in the slow cooker, you need to cook it on low for at least 8 hours. It's got to be 8 hours so that it has sufficient amount of time to completely do the rest of the thawing and the slow cooking. Now, if you wanted to thaw this overnight, you can thaw this in the water in your fridge. If you're getting it to a point where it's completely thawed out, then you can cook it on high for 4 or 6 hours if that's what your schedule allows. But that just requires a little bit more pre-planning and making sure that you have this out of the freezer and completely thawed in time. My experience is that I'm always like, oh, I need to get dinner going in the slow cooker. So this is how I do it. This is how I start it. Okay, I think we're just about there. Again, if you're just joining and you're like, why is there a bowl of water with food on her counter? So this is how you take a freezer meal. This is spinach artichoke chicken from the freezer, quickly thaw it just for a couple of minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. I would say any longer than 20 minutes on your counter like this, you would need to take this entire situation and put it in the fridge so that the food stays cold enough. I generally don't do any longer than 5 to 10 minutes. It's right here while I'm getting other things going, lunch boxes, refilling water bottles, backpacks, helping the kids get everything they need ready for school. This is happening kind of on the sideline. As soon as they leave for school, this goes right into the slow cooker and I can go about my day. So that's just an example of how fabulous and fantastic these types of meals are. This one, I might have to kind of fold it because it's so heavy or so thick. I might have to fold it to get it in here. Let's see how this is gonna work. Sometimes that happens. The smaller pack of that sweet chili chicken I showed you a second ago, that can just get dropped right in. But this is very wide. I might end up having to thaw this for a little bit longer. Let me see if I can. Sometimes you can bend. Maybe not yet. Okay. Well, I will put it in the slow cooker and put it on fit it in there as best that I can. All right, so that's that. That's quick thawing. Let me pour this water out. See if this will fit in my slow cooker. This is pretty hefty. Oh, it's gonna be tight. I might have to really bend it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and thaw this a little bit longer. Some of it's breaking. Maybe I can get it to work. I'm gonna just try it. Just so I can show you. This is the idea. It's gonna be sticking out too far. Ah! That's okay. I will set a timer to check on it in like 20 minutes because the heat from the slow cooker will thaw it down. So you never know what life's gonna throw at you. Okay, I'm gonna flip it so the chicken's on the bottom. Oh, see, it's starting to break apart. There, perfect. Okay, that'll be fine. So, I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to slow cook again. The rule is at least 8 hours on low. If you need to do 10 hours, that's fine. If you need to cook it a shorter time frame, you're going to want to go ahead and cook it. That's a tight squeeze. I'll come and adjust this in a little bit. All right, so let me get this going right here. All right, those larger, fuller bags, I could have probably, I like to flat freeze to save space in my freezer, but in this case, it might have been better to freeze that in a round sort of situation. Sorry, I was just starting it over there. All right, so the slow cooker is gonna take care of dinner tonight. This is a slow cooker spinach artichoke chicken. I prepped the meals last week. It's one of the recipes in my back to school freezer meal challenge. There's an instant pot version as well. If you click on the link that you see in the pinned comment or the link that you see on the video, or if you're watching this later and you're seeing this, look for the description caption somewhere. You're gonna find a link. We've had over 7,000 friends join this back to school freezer meal challenge. It's been so fun to see your progress on social media as well. So go and get these meals prepped for your freezer. This is how you get it started. Now, at the end of the day, let's see, it's 10 o'clock, so 5:45, I will be ready to serve this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lightly shred the chicken. So this will be a shredded chicken in this amazing spinach artichoke. It's basically spinach artichoke dip with chicken in it. It's marvelous. And I'm going to serve it with, I believe, rice. Could be pasta. I have both. I haven't decided yet. It's both. It's delicious with both pasta and rice. Ooh, I'm way back here. Sorry. And then I have a side salad that probably Steve and I will have, and then I'll probably do green beans for the boys because that's what I happen to have in the freezer right now. So that's how I'm going to then get this onto the dinner table. I'm gonna go about my busy day, not have to worry about dinner. That's why freezer to slow cooker meals are so fantastic. And today I wanted to break down for you how to get it from the freezer, quick thaw in a bowl of water. In this case, I kind of had to break it up a little bit because it was so large, and then get it cooking on low for 8 hours. So I hope this is helpful for you. Please check out the recipe list in the challenge, and I hope that you will join us as well. All right, my friends, that is all for this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy show. I'm having to redo our planner and calendar because of the show date change. So I will let you know what we have coming up next week. And then the following week, again on Tuesday, the 23rd in the evening, while my episode airs, we will have a live computer chat party going on. And then Wednesday, the 24th, I will do a live Q&A, a little bit more like live stream video like we have here. So That's what I got for you, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.